38% of Houston businesses are Hispanic owned, and they're being hit especially hard right now. That's one of the day's other big stories.
To see how Hispanic businesses have been affected by the pandemic, the University of Houston Hobby School of Public Affairs conducted a survey with members of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. They found that more than 1/3 have laid off or furloughed at least 80% of their workforce.
Free PPE Friday in Fort Bend County. Today marks the first of several distribution events. Residents in Rosenberg can pick up PPE kits at the Fort Bend County Fairgrounds starting at 8 a.m. Reconnect Safely, return strong. HISD approves a $54.6 million budget amendment. $31 million of that will go towards buying devices and wireless hotspots to help students get ready for virtual learning. The first day of school for HISD is September 8th. For the first time in 5 months, jobless claims fall below 1 million in 1 week. But Congress and the White House are still at a stalemate over unemployment benefits. The Senate left Washington Thursday on recess until September without approving a relief package.
They're asking for $3.5 billion just for the universal mail-in ballots, but they're not willing to make a deal.
Joe Biden and his running mate Kamala Harris want a nationwide mask mandate.
Protect your fellow citizens. Step up. Do the right thing.
The U.S. now has more than 5 million confirmed cases of COVID-19. President Trump says that's because we're testing more than any other country, while critics point to a failed federal response to the virus. And those are the big stories on this Friday morning.